Hey, welcome to the latest episode of Remote Reviews. We are three Vancouver-based filmmakers currently scattered around the country and out of work due to COVID. But just because we're in different cities doesn't mean that we can't all watch movies together. So this week is my choice, and I've decided to change things up a bit. We've been watching action films, so I decided to pick more of an adventure movie this time. It's a film that I have been seeing in blockbusters and video updates almost my whole life, but I've never watched until now, and it looks ridiculous. So I think it's going to be a good one for the guys. The only hint I'm going to give you is that it is a film based on a classic cult British TV show that used to star one of the James Bonds. So I don't know if you guys can guess what it is, but if not, you're about to find out. So here we go.
Wow. All right, let's do it.
All right, so The Saint. This is yesterday now. So remember that, Kyle. This is yesterday.
There's a very specific timeline I think we gotta maintain here.
Remember, he was a child yesterday.
This whole sequence weird. Like it's all ADR.
Won't happen because we're leaving tonight. This hardy brotherhood on a crusade. We've lost some girls. The girls are missing.
Only some. Just
release the hounds.
Now there's attack dogs inside the halls.
They're gonna do the morph, aren't they? The face morph. Fuck.
Are they? Oh my god.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
That's so bad. I think they're using that to set up how he doesn't trust love. I don't know.
Oh, tomorrow.
It's tomorrow now. So when he was a kid, that was yesterday. Now
That's
it's
really bizarre.
It should be today. Why is it not today?
Yeah, it should be today. You're right. That's how you fix it. You just make it today.
And just how he's walking too. I don't know.
He's walking up the stairs backwards. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, you gotta have that reveal. Styrofoam statue.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is the guy from he's from Eyes Wide Shut. Creepy costume store.
He's also got a really nice coat. If you watch Batman Begins. This is exactly like the scene in the original Batman where they climb the walls always, and it's actually sideways, and they just sort of changed the frame in post.
Well, and that whole opening sequence, it's like Batman with all the Dutch angles.
I wanted to see sort of a entrapment sort of reenactment where
that would be good.
Or Ocean's 12 when the guy break dances over the lasers.
So you wanted to see Val Kilmer do the erotic movements through the lasers?
Yes. Is this just a pointing stick for him? I don't think he's using it as a cane.
He's not armed, he has a cane.
If I give this to you, you're gonna give it to your daddy. And what's he gonna give you?
Oh, why is he doing Australian now? I mean, he was Russian. He was doing the Russian before. He looks Russian, and he's just doing the Australian to throw him off, I guess.
Yeah.
So I actually just moved back from Melbourne, and I can tell you that is exactly how they talk there. Yeah, right down to ending every sentence with mate.
That sound effect for him smacking that gun away did not really match. It was like.
Why did he tear off the mustache?
I don't understand.
Nice coat.
Really weird. This, no music.
It was silent.
That was really awkward.
It's the quietest moment yet.
X-rays are clear. He hasn't swallowed anything.
The X-rays are clear? Are they just X-raying the stomachs of every passenger off this plane?
He looks like Warren Zevon.
Youth.
With.
What is
Oh,
it you
there's a
requested,
Daft Punk
my
again.
employer? Do you know
Now it's
what
gone.
called-
It's him. Apparently his disguises don't work too well. I feel like people are onto him pretty quick.
Well, they saw through his disguise before, like, as soon as they sat down.
Everyone just plays along because they just like, there's something wrong with this guy. Let's just, it's like Jeff Goldblum from The Fly. When he's starting to turn into a fly.
Getting closer and closer, and then they fuse.
What was she writing down? What was she writing down? Can we look at what she was writing? She just scribbled.
That was brilliant. She actually just scribbled like this. It was literally just a line.
She's dotting her I. It's fun.
No, she wasn't.
But I read somewhere that the experiment can be
Says the girl
done-
that was scribbling in her notebook while she was talking. You don't even have the right to talk or ask questions.
So her whole explanation about why cold fusion, about how cold fusion works, was just her talking about how great it could be.
And I kind of want to go back here. I want to see this moment because, you know, we're doing that close in on Val Kilmer as he's falling in love with her. And he has this real good moment when he kind of snaps out of it. I just want you guys to sort of...
That's acting.
That's
That's
pretty
It's
good.
acting. That's like a capital A acting. Is he narrating to himself?
This is where he develops his accent, his character.
There goes like it's gonna wreck. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an Albrecht Dürer self-portrait. He's awesome.
Is he going to be like sitting by the side just observing this piece of art, being a tortured artist? What kind of...
He's got leather pants.
This is exactly what I do when I go to museums.
do you sit on benches like that? Please God, tell me you don't sit on benches.
Sometimes.
Can we sit on the bench, sir? No, sorry, I need to stretch out while I do my sketch.
Have you ever been on a long journey?
That's Jordan's pickup line too.
She is not intrigued by this guy. Fuck off.
Sorry, I'm not very good with people.
That's what Jordan says too.
I was thinking that too. I thought that was too mean, so I didn't say it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's
might
not
be-
true. It's not true.
It's probably a little true.
Is she reading her own poetry out loud in the restaurant?
No, it was his book that he left behind, so she's just reading
Oh.
through his shit.
And he's trying to look like Albrecht Dürer because she had the Albrecht Dürer portrait.
Did he come and complete the sentence of the thing she was reading?
Who did you write?
That'd be pretty impressive. All right, I'll rewind it.
You?
Because she's saying it pretty low, so he would have to have really good ears and good timing. Like he's all the way back there right now. Did he sprint? Did he sprint in between those two lines?
You guys, he's Batman. He has super hearing.
Do you like it?
Are you gonna finish that food? I'm very hungry.
Yeah.
Is that how complex scientific equations work? You just like shuffle them
Just
around.
Eureka! I got it.
The Latour, sir, is £400 a bottle.
He's a very passive-aggressive waiter.
Then we'll have 2 bottles.
That sounds like you at Cactus Club, Kyle. Whenever they order something, you ask them if they know how much it costs.
Every shift, when work starts up again, every shift at Cactus Club, just pretend you're a character from The Saint. Put on the makeup.
You left the bill for her.
Wait, they left the reserve. They left the reserve sign on the table while they were there.
Oh, he's so tortured. Look at him.
Another Dutch angle.
That's somebody's house. That's somebody's house. That's somebody's doorstep.
Because she was holding
Weeping and
him.
loss slipped.
I was drinking. I was walking. I was weeping. I was thinking of you.
No, he needs to go to the hospital because he probably has a concussion.
So, similar to Lone Wolf McQuaid, there are now candles all over her apartment that were apparently already there.
Oh, my heart.
The music's really weird in this
Don't
movie.
disappear. I'll be right back.
Oh, the music's cranking up.
Oh, nice 90s song.
There's 2 songs playing at once.
It's so weird. It's so weird. It really is.
That's so weird. I've never seen that
I
before.
don't know if I've ever heard that before.
It's
It's almost like they don't have enough confidence in one song or the other. They just gotta throw them both in there.
or it represents how he's living a double life.
Oh, there you go.
A little bit of conflict.
You know, I think the bigger problem is she apparently wrote the sequence to Cold Fusion down, but didn't remember it. It like only exists on 3 slips of paper.
And then he felt the need to write "I'm sorry" on the exact type of like little pieces of paper, just to
And
you know.
why wouldn't he just take a picture?
Yeah, it's pretty rude.
It will take months to find out.
So I'm gonna guess that is gonna play in the climax. That chandelier is gonna fall.
I was just thinking that.
I feel like they're taking like the code names a little too seriously. Did you read that? To human fly, don't buzz off.
Most people don't know this, but most of the espionage game is pun based.
Why are they talking in code? Like it's like this super encryption thing, but they're talking like in riddles.
It's totally unnecessary.
They're making the audience watch them talk out a message, and then they show us the message.
But like it's like so time consuming because they have to think about these clever ways of expressing something very straightforward. Yeah, multiple musics again. Holy shit. Holy shit. Just different music in the car and in
This
the
is
room.
really
And it's just,
whiplash. This is terrible music editing.
what did he throw at her? A rose? Does he have his cane still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Has he used it once for actual like walking, or is it just sort of a
He
just an
twirls
instrument?
it.
Twirls it. Okay.
Twirls it.
Sorry.
Everyone has great hair.
Great wigs. What kind of guns are these, Jordan?
Those are Mac 10s, right?
No.
Mac 10s?
There's a Uzi and an MP5.
Is Val Kilmer driving like a Toyota Corolla?
Yeah, and it's left-hand drive. What's up with that?
How did they get there?
That was a weird sequence.
Like, I don't think she needs to know all this information. I mean,
Yeah, this. Why are they telling? Do I need to know all of this?
I mean, she's just there to report a
Can you
theft.
access Heathrow's passenger lists for the last 8 hours?
I think it might be.
Jeez.
What is she? Is she part of the investigation now? Is she?
Who's in charge?
She's
Al,
taking
she
over
can-
the case. She's
Taking-
You can do that in England.
I feel like they're doing some double music here again too. There's some subtle score with this traditional music going on.
Phone goes the other way, you moron.
Couldn't he have done that? Couldn't have Val Kilmer faked his voice?
Oh,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
There's a- there was
Do this.
there was no verification or anything. Just like, yeah, send it now. Why did he have to dress as him to get in there? Like, did that really matter?
When the Russian government has been trying to kidnap her and take her research.
But she set him up and got him arrested, didn't it? She was smiling when it was happening. So, but then why did she get arrested also?
She got arrested because she's an idiot and she went to Russia. She could have just gotten him set up with a telephone call, but she decided to fly to the country that wants her dead.
What?
That building right there, that one. I got a good feeling about that one. Don't know why.
The brothel has a secret dresser room.
If I fell into a frozen lake, Jordan, would you do that with me?
He would. He'd actually straddle you just like Elizabeth Shue is.
And then he would walk away saying, "Sorry, I'm not good with people."
But what's he gonna do? Because if he jumps off this building, he doesn't have a mustache.
It's extremely convenient.
Oh, what do you mean, Jordan? That there's a fire pole that goes all the way from that random patch?
Fireball. Wait, can we go back? Did he throw a gun-like piece of wood in the fire to throw us off?
Yeah,
All right, let's
and
rewind that.
he aimed it.
He aimed
That's the
it
best
at him.
part. Yeah, that's the best part of the movie so far.
All right, that was a piece of chair, I guess, obviously, but
Frankie,
she sells art pieces in sewers.
But like, this is so. This scene doesn't have to exist. This is so weird.
Always have a Swiss Army knife. But mine doesn't have like a mini blowtorch in it though.
That's a plasma cutter. But to randomly come across freedom-fighting art figures that play no other part in the film.
That's a completely different tunnel. Oh,
That's a miniature. Wow, that was almost thrilling.
that's very convenient. Why is that car just stopped in the middle of the road?
Why are they trying to get to the American embassy?
Because they'd be safe there.
Why though?
Because they're Americans. I'm an American!
Is that how that's how that works, right?
That's how it works. You just scream it at the closed gate, and they'll open it for you. No proof.
Kyle, you could do that role.
Yeah, back off. I said back off.
Why is he stopping? Why are you stopping?
Well, they have to have that moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. But his hair is still flawless. His face is fucked up.
Yeah, his hair is amazing.
The Kremlin, Moscow. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow or yesterday. I don't know what.
I assume it's tomorrow.
It's still tomorrow?
Always tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you're talking about overthrowing a world, one of the largest countries in the world, and the maid's just wandering around, that's not it.
This new maid that just started today. I've never seen it before in my life, but yeah, okay. Do some generic dusting on just appliances.
Wait, they having a look in the right window at the exact moment?
And nod, do the little head nod.
I feel like there's only been like just slight variations in the accents, but it all kind of sounds Eastern European other than the Australian one. So like, it's like there's not that much variety to it. Is what I'm noticing.
Every disguise he has, he gets busted within about 10 minutes of doing it. So.
And the police have all these like, they figured it all out already, so it's not like it's fooling anybody. Oh, the chandelier! Your prediction. It's not the chandelier.
No,
it's a chandelier.
Countryman.
Would he talk in English to his Russian people? Is that a?
Yeah, I don't think that's how cold fusion works.
It creates the northern lights or something? What is it doing?
Why is everyone clapping? I don't even know what happened.
It looks like it's like having some sort of meltdown. I don't think that's normal.
That's what I would assume, that there's just some weird reaction happening. Wait, how would they know it works? They don't even know what it does.
It looks like it's on fire. It's exploding.
There's a bat signal.
What's going on?
A bat signal.
He charms women, this so-called saint.
And all I got from this saint was a series of near-death experiences.
Well, can't you
Was I the only one thinking she was going to say the only thing she got was an STD?
Another song, 2 songs.
So, isn't he English? Wasn't he in like a English orphanage thing?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. He's not supposed to be American.
Well, I think it's just the English accent was the only one he couldn't pull off, so then they just did every other one.
I don't do anything normal. I can't.
I don't do anything normal. That's also Jordan's pickup line.
I feel like this episode's mostly been making fun of me. They already had that character.
Yeah,
I think they had that. I think they had like a mugshot of that character already.
They did. They had a mugshot already.
Bastards at best.
She's noticing all these little subtle
Yeah,
facial expressions in the very back row. Again, his disguise did not work. It lasted about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's all they last. Because he gives himself away.
And then he leaves evidence of his disguise on steps.
Was Daft Punk, Dread Zone.
Oh, Six Underground. Six Underground. We got a little reference
What?
there. Wow, it all ties together.
That's kind of creepy.
And they paid for all the licensing for all these songs, and like none of them like stood out. They all just sort of just blended in.
Chemical Brothers, that makes sense. All right, finally, after seeing this movie in video stores for almost 2 decades, we finally watched it. So let's start with the reviews. Kyle, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I haven't seen this in quite a while. I absolutely I remember loving this movie like crazy back in the day. I got a VHS tape somewhere, actually, probably in my closet if I were to go look for it. It is a little dated. The impressions and the the accents are a little more goofier than I remember. But in terms of our scale, I would give it a play. I wouldn't say I would rewatch this anytime soon, but I think it's a solid watch. And I mean, maybe just nostalgia for me gave it a few extra bonus points. Otherwise, if this was a fresh watch for anyone, I guess, Dustin, I'm curious what you're going to think since this is your first time watching it.
Well, I kind of want Jordan to go first because you two are the ones who have all the nostalgia with this. So what do you think, Jordan?
I don't remember loving it, but I remember liking it. It was, and I think I liked it less now, but it's not a terrible movie. I don't think Val Kilmer is like terrible in it. It actually carries pretty well. Like it's got okay pacing. The music was so bizarre. There's like just really strange. But the last 5 minutes where it's like this like British comedy chase thing, I kind of wish the movie was a little more playful, and I think it would hold up a lot better if it didn't take itself so seriously. And if there were some more kind of goofy moments. There were a couple, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with a fast forward on this one.
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I've never seen even a clip from this before, so I had no idea what to expect. I knew it wasn't considered very good, but I had no history with it. I was hard during this because I'm really kind of on the fence between a play and a fast forward because it's not terrible, but it's like it's hard to consider this good considering that we live in a world with Mission Impossible, like Mission Impossible, any of them, each one does the action elements way better than this film. Each one does the comedy elements way better than this film. There's a lot of kind of just like laziness and plot holes in this. It doesn't quite know what it wants to be. It doesn't quite pull any of it off. So I think because of that, I'm going to go with a fast forward. But like it's not terrible. It's just kind of sloppy. And this does have some of the strangest music editing I've ever seen. I don't know if I've ever seen another movie that is just layering some totally different songs just on top of each other for only like 5 seconds, and then cutting away to silence or cutting away to a different song and cutting back to 2 songs playing on top of each other.
Abrupt cuts too. And you have no idea if it's music being played in the scene, like music coming from the car stereo, but they kind of edit it like it is, but it's really strange.
It's like, it's similar to listening to dubstep music where it's just a mishmash of just sounds. It's very jarring, and I've never noticed anything like that before. I've never seen score and like soundtrack music played on top of one another. Usually it's one or the other. It was very strange. That was very interesting. Yeah.
All right. Well, next episode, depending what happens, we'll go back to Kyle again. So looking forward to that. Hopefully Kyle can redeem himself after our just punishing first episode. But all right. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad that you sort of enjoyed yourselves with it at least. And yeah, look forward to the next one.
Cool.
All right.